Welcome back to Dano Does Things. My name is Dano, and thank you for coming to check out my channel today. If you are new around here, welcome. Nice to have ya. I have got lots of tutorials on my channel, so please check them out. When I was thinking of a project to do this week, I was thinking about how a lot of felt projects require you to cut things out with a circuit machine. Fun fact, I called a circuit machine a cricket machine for like years until my best friend corrected me. Or use a pattern that you've printed and cut out, but I wanted to do something a bit more freehand than that. Doing projects that are really exact and precise can be rewarding sometimes, but sometimes you just really have to let your creative juices flow and just see what happens. So instead I just came up with an idea, the idea being a lily pad pond, and just went with it. This is what we ended up with, a really cool 3D felt lily pad pond. Now you can do this project entirely just from felt and embroidery floss, but if you want to get spicy and add a little bit of needle felting into it as well, I'll show you how to do that. This project is all about enjoying the process, so let's get started. Okay, here is the supplies that we'll need. An embroidery hoop with white craft felt if you're going to be doing needle felting, or blue felt if you're just doing felt. A small sheet of green craft felt and white craft felt. Embroidery thread in green and yellow. Scissors and an embroidery needle. And blue wool roving and needle felting needles if you're going that route. If you're needle felting, start here. If you're just going to be using blue felt, put that in your hoop and skip ahead until you see the green and white felt. Use your felting needle. I'm using a multi-needle tool here for speed. Attach your blue roving to the white craft felt in your hoop. If you want to learn more about flat felting or needle felt painting, I have lots of tutorials on my channel to check out. Otherwise, just lay down your wool. I started by adding some flat coverage first, then laying down darker wool in a swirl pattern to create the watery background. Just make sure to be careful when felting right next to the hoop. You don't want to catch your needles and break them. Once the pattern you like is done, use a single needle to tighten up your felting. Now we'll start making our felt shapes. Start with the green felt, which will be our lily pads. Cut out 5 or 6 in various sizes. Then round off the squares into vaguely circular shapes. Finally, snip a small slit in each one. You can already start laying them down your hoop to get a better feel for the placement and whether you need to make any more lily pads or make yours in different sizes. Then get your white craft felt, which will be the water lilies. Cut out 6 to 8 squares in groups of 2 where one square is slightly larger than its partner. To make the flowers, snip once each at the center of each side of the square, making sure not to snip all the way through. Then even out each petal by cutting it on a curve towards the center. Each flower will have 8 petals, the bottom set offset from the top. Now we have our lily pads and flowers placed, and I've put mine in a hoop stand to make the embroidery easier. Starting with the green thread, attach your lily pads in whatever style you choose. I'm doing a very simple broken running stitch to attach mine. Then to attach the flowers, first do a tiny cross stitch in the middle through both layers of petals and then finish off with 3 French knots right in the center. Now your pond is done, ready to be finished either in the hoop or framed. I hope this video inspires you to do some freehand felting and make yourself a little pond too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.